May I help you, young man?
Mum! Dad! Look who it is! Settle down now, Edwin. Your father and I aren't as fast as you.
Well, what have we here? Charles Sand?
You two know each other, Dad?
Yes, we do, son. St. John is a celebrity, and he's also friends with Edward. That's correct. Edmund, how would you like to hear some stories about one of the railways I visited in the 70s?
Yes, please. Settle down now, son.
Close your eyes, dear boy, and imagine, if you will, across the Severn Estuary, in the Welsh countryside, lies a wonderful, almost magical place where I met many great compatriots and formed a lasting bond. A place people call the Vale of Glamorgan, and the meadows that ran across it are that of the Glamorgan Vale and Welshland. On the northern banks of the Severn Estuary lies the southern lowlands of the Welsh countryside, where fields of wheat and grain are abundant, and herds of sheep are part of its shroud. From the port of Sinsmouth to the farmlands of Loftingham lies the vastness of the peace and serenity of the Vale of Glamorgan, where all who come take a piece of it with them. In a small local town known as Potterton upon Elms lies a heaven for the antiquated and old across all the Isle of the United Kingdom, a place where I saw my own life change for the better, and forever it remains in my heart. A place I took a piece of with me, and a part of me is taken with it. These are the stories from across the Severn.
Many engines have come and gone on this stretch of line over the years. We've seen many of various shapes and sizes traverse this peaceful network from all walks of life. Our railway had a colorful core fleet of engines, the majority of which are from the UK itself, and 2 of which were brought on loan from the New World. With them brought many changes. From the years 1971 all the way till 1985, we would experience life after the end of steam for the United Kingdom. In addition, we would meet new faces that would both help and hinder our operations. From 1986 till 1999, more about our respective histories would be revealed, most of which had been hidden away for years. In addition, we would face one of our biggest challenges yet on our line. From 2000 up until present day, we would struggle with our company's attempts to modernize its operations, along with bidding farewell to a few friends, only to welcome many new ones over the years. There are plenty of stories to tell on this stretch of the Welsh countryside, and my friends and I are certainly delighted to share them with you. My name is Shine, and these are the stories from across the Severn. The date was June 20th, 1971, right at the beginning of the summer season where it all began, where people from all across northern England, Wales, and even Scotland would come visit the coast for a marvelous family-filled holiday with their feet in the sand and an ice cream in their hands, with the warm summer sun brightening everyone's day. However, across from southern England, on the north bank of the Severn Estuary in southern Wales, bus services in the region of South Glamorgan were very expensive, and were also much longer to travel on due to the fact most of South, West, and Mid Glamorgan are located in the Welsh farmlands, with the only biggest urban centres on the coast being the towns of Swansea, Barry, and the capital city of Cardiff. However, if you were to travel across from Gloucester on a ferry, you will find yourself on a lesser-known part of the Welsh coast, landing on a place known as the Port of Sinzmouth. Though you see roads do travel out and far, the locals in this part of the Vale rarely use buses. There are not even any bus services in this region, and instead, it's all connected by an old, long-existing railway that's been around since the turn of the 20th century. However, you will never find modern traction pulling you away to your destination, but instead a fleet of finely preserved steam locomotives from across the eras and finely restored antiquated pieces of rolling stock with ride and comfort that cannot compare to anything that modernization has to offer. Eat your heart out, modernization. And wherever you go on this nice stretch of the Welsh countryside, there is a saying to newcomers, and it's always, appreciate the olden times. It was a calm and beautiful morning on that day when the first of many engines in the Potterton Museum of Transport, a Northeastern J50, stumbled out into the morning dew for the first shift of the day. Oh man! I slept like a rock last night. Best start prepping the others' trains before they wake up.
Good idea.
First things first, Missy, I'm gonna put you over here.
Looks like we got ourselves a good crowd today.
Aye, and with the variety this line has to offer, it's no surprise that crowds like this gather here. I'll see you later, Ariel. Those trucks and coaches aren't gonna shunt themselves.
Don't overwork yourself this time.
Name one time I've overworked myself.
Shine, we'd be here a while if that were the case.
Things were going smoothly as I shunted everyone's trucks and coaches into place. While I was doing that, the rest of the fleet had started to awaken from their peaceful slumber. The first to be up and about was our museum's oldest resident, a newly restored Furness Railway J1 named Caitlin, who many who have met her would say she's top tier and no nonsense, but she does have a heart of gold. And apparently she's also not immune to the occasional bouts of mischief.
Good morning, everyone.
Top of the morning to you, Katie. Your train is waiting for you at platform 1.
Thank you, Shine.
I had known Caitlin for as long as I had been a part of the museum collection. She's said to have once worked in the golden days of the pre-grouping era on the well-known Furness Railway in Cumbria, ferrying passengers from Ulverston to Newby Bridge, as well as servicing the villages of Lakeside and Haverthwaite with her loyal coaches Victoria and Helena, along with her faithful baggage van, Elsie. She means well by everyone, but she would get easily annoyed when things are put out of place, which would cause delay, more particularly my rusty novice shunting skills. It annoys her the most out of anything.
I hope you put them in the right place.
Don't worry, I double-checked this time to be sure. It was a normal day at the museum, with people from all around coming to see us engines in action.
A sight to behold.
Ariel was another member of our museum collection who came here in the late 60s when she was bought for restoration by our railway's historical restoration group based in Barry Isle. She's a very beautiful one, and she's such a tender, loving engine, no pun intended.
Very nice.
Honestly, she's just like a ray of sunshine. Oh, sorry, I'm getting off topic. As I was saying, she's one of only few of the remaining examples of Stanier's Princess Royals, but she's much less recognized, unlike her sisters, Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret Rose, but she does not mind that one bit. Attention just helps to drive one's own vanity, she would say. Oh! Good morning, Taylor. How are you doing this morning?
I just got up, Shine. Have you seen my coaches, by the way? I've got a coastal run to Elms Grove to take in an hour.
They're in the carriage shed, and don't worry, I'll keep that in mind.
Thanks. Try not to forget is all I ask.
I got you, big guy. Don't worry. Yeah, Taylor. Never one to shy away from his two dependable coaches. He's actually been in the museum collection for as long as I have, and it's good fun to poke around topics and crack funny jokes with the others at the end. He's been our primary mixed traffic engine since the Glamorgan Vale and Welshland Heritage Railway was founded. And if you go around and ask anyone in town, Mr. and Mrs. Pembroke, who own a library in Loftingham, Reverend Elijah, who runs a Baptist church in Sentma, Dr. Floyd, a local pharmacist in Morfax, and Miss Giddings, a school teacher who instructs Warmington Junior High School. He's both a familiar and friendly face to everyone who recognizes him from miles around.
Is everybody on board, you two?
All set down and ready for a nice run, my dear? All the children have settled down, sweetheart. All luggage and parcels are accounted for.
Perfect. This is going to be a fine morning, Shine, remember to have Taylor help you with Dave's freight cars.
Oh, sod it, I almost forgot!
Don't worry, I'll help you.
Big thanks, Taylor. I appreciate it.
What was that?
Oh my, you two should get on with it because Dave's waking up right now.
Good idea. Help me out here, Taylor, please.
All right, let's pull.
Oh, man. This is so heavy.
No kidding. Surprises me he used to pull mile-long trains of these things.
This big guy we're talking about is our friend Dave, and you can easily say that he wasn't from around here. He's not so much British, but more from across the pond, if you catch my drift. Our museum has an association with the U.S., who visit many American heritage railways and often serve in the restoration societies of these groups. He was brought here as an international exchange after Flying Scotsman went on his tour in the USA, and since then this big lug of ours has shown us what American railroading was really like, especially when it came to mountain railroading.
Hey, howdy, hey. How you guys doing?
You just taking care of your cars, Big Dave. Oh.
God, that was heavy. Your cars are ready, by the way.
Thanks, you two. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, big guy.
Well now, that's all done. I think you still have my coaches to fetch, Shine.
All right, I'll get on that right now. Thanks for reminding me. Who on earth was that? It was quite a surprise since none of us had ever seen this engine before, but I wasn't the only one who saw it that day either.
My word. Who was that?
My, such great speed! Must have been quite in a rush for something. Wait! Did those coaches say LSWR on them? I think so. What do you make of it, Caitlin?
I'm not sure, girls, but I've got a feeling we'll find out soon enough who that was.
Was sure flying fast.
Now that's something I wasn't expecting.
I wonder who that was.
Beats me.
That wouldn't take much, I reckon. Plus, that engine looks like it would give old Taylor a run for his money.
By the late afternoon, practically everyone on the line had seen this engine, and nobody even knows why he's here since this part of the Vale of Glamorgan was run by our railway only. But it wasn't long until we got our explanation when our railway's manager, Mr. Owen Clow of Loftingham, returned from his caravan holiday in Dorsetshire. We all gathered inside the museum roundhouse to greet his return and were eager to get some answers.
Here he comes. Get ready to welcome him.
I hope we can get some answers.
We're gonna find out soon, don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I mean, heck, even he must know something about this.
Know about what, Shinester?
Zoinks! Oh, sir! You're already here!
Indeed, I am.
Good girl, Shiny. Your eyesight's getting better.
Oh, hardy har har. Very funny, Caitlin.
And aside from that, how are all my fine engines doing this evening?
Very well, Mr. Clow. We've all been well.
Doing good, sir. Everything's all right.
We've had a little to no delay since you left.
How was your caravan holiday, sir?
It's been a very nice and tidy time, thanks for asking. But judging by the looks on some of your faces, I'd say you've all got me some questions. Am I right?
Sir, there's been some, well, unusual sightings lately.
Oh? And what would that be, Shinester?
We've all seen some unknown passenger train running around all over the line.
The engine was as fast as a freaking greyhound. I thought I was going nuts for a second when it sped past while I was arranging trucks for Taylor this afternoon.
Elsie, Helena, Victoria, and I also had to do a double take when it passed us. None of us had ever seen anything like it, or the engine at the helm. So we were all pretty perplexed.
That's an understatement. Try not knowing Jack. Never mind.
I even heard it roar by here while everyone else was busy elsewhere.
Do you know anything about it, sir?
Sir?
What's so funny?
What are you hiding from us, sir?
I guess I completely forgot to mention something to you all.
What would that be, sir?
I didn't really go on holiday in Dorset. My old rover broke down, so I didn't go anywhere by road.
We were all very puzzled when we heard that.
So, if you weren't in Dorset all this time, where the heck did you go?
And how did you get there? Last time I checked, aside from Dave, we're not permitted in British Rail Metals anymore, if I remember correctly.
I was in Hampshire, looking for something that I'm sure you all can agree we all need.
What would that be, sir?
Well, since it is just the start of our summer season, it's easy to tell that we need more passenger work done here on our railway. I know the lot of you here can pitch in with that, but with the current number of you, it simply won't be enough to make do.
Why say that, sir?
You're currently our only mixed traffic engine working on this line, Taylor. And despite what we have, you'll still need to focus on the freight side of things. Plus, you're going to need more than Sonia and Randy for the passenger work.
You make a good point. I'm pretty sure Randy and Sonia wouldn't mind extra coaches to socialize with.
I know you do your best to contribute to the work, Caitlin, but your small amount of pulling power and fuel hinders any round-trip services from here to Sinsmouth or Warmington. Plus, Victoria and Helena and Elsie can only carry so much as well.
No arguments here, sir, but that doesn't mean I can't help about.
I very much appreciate it.
Sorry, sir. I won't pull sardine cans. I will only pull freight and the occasional troop trains.
Not only that, but every large industry across this part of Glamorgan relies on slow freight service. It is hard enough to have some of your home railroad's freight cars be imported here, let alone re-gauged.
Understood, sir.
Even with all your speed, and even with your bigger coaches, Ariel, it would require you to make constant round trips from Sinsmouth, Warmington, and everywhere else in order to keep to the summer timetable. Plus, it wears you out greatly, and restoration for you would prove to be difficult if any of your parts give out, much like all the others.
I wish I could try and do more, sir.
I know you do, Ariel. You're doing well with your current work, though, so keep it up. Shinester, until I can requisition another engine, you're still this line's main industrial shunter. That means we all depend on you to keep everything lush and tidy, right?
Yes, sir, of course.
He has a point, though, Shine.
Hey, it will be nice when we get another shunter here. Little Miss Scatterbrain here will need all the help she can get.
Oh, very funny, you big lug. But all kidding aside, we all still wish to do more.
Well, don't worry anymore, you all, because I had made good on a recent outshot from the Mid-Hans Railway.
The Mid-Hands?
Outshot?
What do you mean by that, sir?
Looks like we're about to find out.
Well, isn't this just quaint?
Who are you?
Daniel is my name. Sir Daniel Lee Redding of Berkshire, at your service.
Hey, I recognize his class. He's an LSWRT-9. I heard about one such engine that pulled the Royal Train from a West Country class called Rebecca while I spent a few months at Southampton during an exchange contract I was part of.
Ah, that would be number 119. Or Marianne, as many of us from the region remember her. This fine sole rarity of a southern artifact is currently our first newly leased mixed traffic engine. I'm grateful for your hospitality, Monsieur Owen. May I say, what a fine roster you have here. I'd work with no others except them. Then I won't be disappointed then. I hope we can work together well in this partnership, Daniel.
Well, that won't be an issue, sir.
A lending hand is always appreciated.
The more the merrier.
I couldn't agree more.
He's very much welcome among us, sir.
Well, sir, what can I say? I'm all chuffed for it.
Wow. Thanks, Mr. Redding. I can't wait to hear more stories from you.
Thank you for piquing his interest, old boy.
We'll come see him again next time, son. I'll see you again, Mr. Redding. Thank you for the story.
Oh, believe me, I've got more than just that story. And I hope to tell all my tales to you.
And true to his word, he wasn't disappointed. This was only the beginning of our adventures across the Severn. From here on out, our little system would begin to take further root and grow. But those are stories for another day.